It's Jamba here with another video. So I've also seen this before, but I wanted to rewatch it with y'all. This is called Break-Up-ology. This was a video that has been going viral, I believe, on the Tik Tok, and it essentially is a video where a woman is breaking down why women oftentimes break up with their boyfriends seemingly out of nowhere. Now, was this video kind of ridiculous? Yes. Does it make sense? Yes, slash kinda. But I want to get you guys' opinion on this thing. So let's just dive on in, shall we?
She's really happy with you. She comes to you and she tells you, hey, girlfriend who loves you, she's really happy with you. She comes to you and she tells you, she's like, hey, do you think we could start doing good morning texts? Like, it'd mean a lot to me if you text me good morning. So you, her loving boyfriend, agree to give her good morning texts. But something happened, and for whatever reason, you stopped giving her good morning texts. So now we have a bigger problem. She now thinks that you don't care enough about her to send her good morning texts, even though she asked. But she's going to be like, you know what? This is still kind of a small problem. I'm just going to remind him. She reminds you, you're like, oh my gosh, that's right. I did agree to that. Okay, I will text you good morning. Unfortunately, though, you didn't follow through again. Now we have confirmed that you do not care enough to text her good morning.
She does a great job at showing you what all happens, but I'm going to show you why this happens and what to do about it. Let's dive in. See, all of this could have gone in a different direction. When the girl asked the guy for the
Oh, this is a plot twist. This is a person doing a reaction of. Okay, so this is not even an original video. But you know what? Let's keep watching.
good morning text, he could have responded with, if I send you this good morning text, what will that show you? That question is really important because what he's really asking is what need that addresses. The girl is probably going to answer that question with some version of, I'll feel like you love me and care about me. And so, what people don't realize is that this is the thing that's running the whole show. This is the thing to pay attention to. The problem isn't about the text, that's just a symptom. The problem is the guy doesn't understand that the good morning text represents her need to feel loved because he never asked. If he knew this, then at breakpoint number 1, the first time he forgets, or breakpoint number 2, when he forgets even after the reminder, he could have stepped back and said, hey babe, I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at texting, but I want to make sure you know how much I love you and care about you. What are some other ways I can show you how much I love you? So then that could open up some other paths to meet her need to feel loved and cared about. Maybe he buys her flowers, or surprises her with little gifts to show he's thinking about her, or cooks dinner. Whatever it is, that's up to her. People in healthy relationships understand there's more than one way to get to the destination. Which route you take doesn't matter as long as you get there.
Good morning texts, even though she asked. She's like, hey,
All
girlfriend who loves you.
right. I didn't look. I'll be honest with you. I didn't. Thought I was going to cover the main breakupology video, and I don't. I actually have a little bit more interest in the way that this other lady kind of broke it down. I'm gonna be honest. I If she needs to feel like he cares about her, I guess my whole thing is that he's more than likely is showing her that he cares about her already, right?
Bigger problem.
Let me see if I can find the original video. Can I find the original video? Because it's not. Oh, Lordy. Copy. Okay.
Girlfriend who loves you, she's really happy with you. She comes. A boy who has ever been dumped by your girlfriend for seemingly no apparent reason.
Please go watch her video. It is so well done. I want to talk about this because it is the biggest problem I
Another
have seen
reaction.
in my own relationships,
Darn
but
it.
also those of others. And I have been on both sides of this problem. I am not of the mindset that some things are inherent and you shouldn't have to ask for them. And obviously, there's nuance to this. We're not talking about like basic respect, but things like,
Can I find the original? Oh, the account is private.
You're a boy who has
Oh, Lord. Okay.
You're a boy who has ever been dumped by your girlfriend for seemingly no apparent reason, and you're looking for answers. This is what happened. Okay, this is you guys. You guys are in a happy relationship, and now all of a sudden you have one simple, fixable problem. For this example, we're going to use no good morning text. And your girlfriend who loves you, she's really happy with you. She comes to you and she tells you,
Wait a minute. If she's really happy with me, then why does she need this new? Why does she need something as trivial as that? I know she's using that as an example, but that's what I was trying to kind of get to the core to, right? Is that if we're going to from she's really happy with you, but I need this extra little small thing, and then and please, if you haven't seen the video, find the video yourself. I mean, you look, you probably already seen it. Um, and how are you going to let a small like thing like that spiral it into now we're broken up? You know what I mean? I think it just seems just kind of weird.
tells you, she's like, hey, do you think we could start doing good morning texts? Like, it'd mean a lot to me if you text me good morning. So you, her loving boyfriend, agree to give her good morning texts. But something happened, and for whatever reason, you stopped giving her good morning texts. So now we have a bigger problem.
And to me, where the guy messed up is if he's obviously, I would say that I think the biggest problem was that the guy, not that the guy doesn't care about the woman, but that the guy agreed to do something that he wasn't going to be consistent on. That's where he fucked up. Where he should have known himself better and be like, you know what? I know that I'm probably going to be doing a good morning text, but more than likely I'm going to forget. So I'm not going to agree to send you a good morning text because it's not something I can commit to because I'm not a good texter. I got work in the morning. I'm not focused on your damn good morning text. Um, so look, you're gonna have to. You know I care about you, so I'm not sure why you even tripping off this shit, and settle it then, and then you wouldn't have gotten to the whole him not sending the good morning text, her being upset, her reminding him, blah 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 blah. Just nipping the bud in the beginning.
Now thinks that you don't care enough about her to send her good morning texts, even though she asked. But she's gonna be like, you know what, this is still kind of a small problem. I'm just gonna remind him.
No, he should not, and she should just fucking dropped it. She should have dropped it. Why remind him for what? For what? What is the good morning text? What? Why? For what? For what? And again, I know that this is a representation of something, but if this is something, that's why she probably shouldn't use a good morning text. Like now, if this was like emptying the trash or like doing something around the house, maybe, or just something that like actually affects you and affects your household or affects like an actual thing for real, then maybe sure. You know, like not paying this particular bill or not. I don't know, like, but something that is just like a good morning text is just something just so stupid. It's so dumb.
She reminds you, you're like, oh my gosh, that's right. I did agree to that. Okay, I will text you good morning. Unfortunately, though, you
And those of y'all and ladies, if you listen to this and you talking about there's nothing dumb about a good morning text, see, that's your problem, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Guys send you good morning texts all the time, and you ignore about 85% of the motherfuckers who send you them damn good morning texts. So if it's apparently not that fucking important. You know how many fucking unreciprocated good morning texts niggas send every fuck, get the fuck out of here. So you can't tell me that a good morning text really means that much. And I know that, well, that's not my boyfriend. Okay, but still it's still stupid.
didn't follow through again. Now we have confirmed that you do not care enough to text her good morning, even though this is a simple, fixable problem. This is now a
It's
big
not a
problem.
problem because it's not a problem. It's a stupid thing you came up with and you concocted in your head that it was important, but it's not. Because I'm willing to bet you that that man is facilitating other ways, him spending time with you, him going out with you, him spending money on you, just being committed to you, etc. He is exhibiting a lot of different ways that he cares about you, but you want this other little tiny thing that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things that if he does that he agreed to do, which he fucked up on. I will admit, he fucked up in this scenario, in this made up scenario with these stick figure people. He fucked up by saying that he would agree to it. That's where I, as a man, would address a man being like, yeah, bro, don't agree to stuff that you can't commit to. That's where he fucked up at. If you know you can't commit to it, don't do it. Don't say that you're going to do it. Just don't. But at the same time, once he stopped doing it, a woman should have been like, you know what? This is actually not really, I shouldn't really get hung up on this and then drop it. That's what a mature person would do. But
Problem. So now your girlfriend, who has never picked fights before in her life, starts picking a bunch of little fights about all these different things.
She never picked a fight before in her life. Does anybody else believe this? Listen to what she just said. Never picked a fight in her life. Listen.
That you do not care enough to text her good morning, even though this is a simple, fixable problem. This is now a big problem. So now your girlfriend, who has never picked fights before in her life, starts.
Yep. So now she just all of a sudden picking fights because of something small that he didn't do. So let's see what are the other little things. Didn't compliment on my haircut. Stupid. Didn't remember my dog's birthday. Stupid. 5 minutes late to dinner. Stupid. Left dishes in the sink. That's probably the biggest thing, but also still kind of stupid in the grand scheme of things. The sink gonna get the dishes gonna get fucking washed. It's gonna get washed. Probably gonna get washed the next day. He probably tired. He was working a long shift. He's exhausted. You're probably tired too. Let the sink is gonna be fucking fine. Now, I got a dishwasher, whatever, you rinse it, put it in a dishwasher. Not sure what the situation is. I know that these are just examples, people, but I'm just saying, I'm not sure if this is fucking satire, but all of these little small other things are all pretty fucking stupid. Excuse my language.
It's picking a bunch of little fights about all these different things because she believes that you do not care enough.
Which is dumb. This is stupid. This is nonsense in your brain. I'm gonna read the comments later. It's only 8 comments. I want to read the comments to some of the other. Yeah, there's only 8 here. Let's see what we have so far. No idea. If you have no idea, Rachel Wolf says, if you have no idea that your partner's unhappy, you have obviously not been paying attention. The Nelson comment was funny. I think this provides quite the insight. While it may seem simple, it's her feelings. And those matter in the grand scale. Your partner's feelings matter. Does his feelings matter? Her feelings do matter. But have you asked a question as to why he's not sending a good morning text? Maybe he feels like the good morning text, or maybe he just, I don't know. I'm not gonna. This is silly, but I'm gonna keep watching.
Through all of these picking fights with you, though, she still loves you and likes you enough to want to be with you, even though you guys have all these little problems now.
No. These aren't problems. Didn't compliment me on my haircut. That's not a fucking problem. Didn't remember my dog's birthday. Now, not remembering your birthday, that would be an issue. I'll admit that. Being 5 minutes late to dinner, also not an issue. Not good. All these things, these little stupid little things, and I think I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I think she's doing it. These are all for. This is a lot of this is a little bit like not parody. What's it called? Satire or something. Like I know that more than likely these aren't like legitimate things, but these aren't problems. Like, and people who are in relationships, like these little tits and like these aren't really actual true issues. I don't think. Let's just like now something to do with like maybe heavy finances or like something. We know the difference between things that are a problem versus things that are not a problem. Constantly leaving your dishes in the sink and they're like, okay, that can be an issue. That could be a symptom of a bigger issue, right? I think you can establish, hey, we're not going to leave the dishes in the sink. Please be sure, whoever it is, to wash your dish, or put the dish in the dishwasher, or wash it and put it back up. Okay, cool. All right, halfway done with this thing.
Until one day these become unattractive to her. She's going to realize that all of these little things that you do that remind her that you don't care about her enough are unattractive. And so now the problem is not these
Really?
things. It's not even that you don't care enough. It's not even that she never got good morning texts. It's that she literally does not like you anymore. Does not like you. Now, unfortunately,
Yeah, did you really like this dude then? Did you really like this guy then? If he doesn't do a thing, if you get upset and find him unattractive because he doesn't do these stupid fucking things that you kind of wanted him to do, like compliment your haircut, and you didn't compliment, if you're gonna just micromanage and or fault find all these little things that he either didn't do or did do, but in this case, I would say didn't do, like didn't compliment my haircut, didn't remember my dog's birthday, wasn't like, because I don't know if you know this, but human beings have their own autonomy, and a lot of times they're gonna do shit that you don't fucking like. And unless these things are pretty substantial things, like, okay, this person cheating, like obviously this person cheating, that should be a deal breaker for anybody who has any shred of self-respect. But we're not talking about cheating. We're talking about not saying, oh, that's a nice haircut, because maybe he had something else on his fucking mind. Or not, I mean, these are and because he's not doing these small little stupid fucking things that you perceive to be super important, but it's not super important to him, or not even really on his radar, you are, as a result of that, are unattracted to him. Ooh.
she has to break up with you. And then you're going to ask her why.
She has to break up with you. Okay.
And she's going to list out all the reasons why she has to break up with you. And you are going to say, no, you should not break up with me because of those reasons, because from now on, I am going to do all of these things.
And he's fucking up again. Don't just, if a person wants to step out of your life, then for stupid ass reasons, then they're doing you a favor. You guys are doing both each other a favor. People don't leave. I've listen. I've had ladies walk out of my shit for stupid ass reasons, and at the time it did suck, because I was like, oh, I can fix this dumbass thing, but no, it wasn't the dumbass thing. She wasn't really. I think in this situation, I think a woman can say that she loves her man, and maybe there's a part of her that does, but ultimately, if you only kind of like him because he's doing the stuff that you want him to do, and as soon as that kind of shakes for you and you realize, oh shit, he's going to do things that I don't like, and these are kind of small stupid things, but I'm not liking him because of it, then you truly didn't fucking like that dude. Have her be with a person that she actually likes, a dude that she actually finds desirable, a guy who she actually wants to fuck every day, a guy who she is hella on fire for. He ain't got to send her no good morning text. He ain't got to be early to the dinner. He ain't got to wash no damn dishes. He ain't got to remember her birthday. He ain't got to do nothing. Have her be with Jason Momoa back in 2018's Aquaman, and she not asking this motherfucker for good morning text. She's not. These are for dudes that a woman might kind of like and exhibit certain qualities, and he says some of the right stuff, and he, like, this is for a slightly different type of guy, to where she's into the guy, she likes the guy kind of supplicates to what she wants, but then as soon as he starts to gain his own autonomy and exhibits that in a variety of different ways, even though these are not things, like none of these things that she's listing are imperative for any relationship. They're just not. Even though they're a parody, or even though these are kind of, I believe that they're jokes, I just don't think that they are. Even not remembering I mean, I do listen. I'll put it like this: you should remember your girl's birthday, but I'll be honest, I barely remember the birthdays. I just don't. I'm shitty with birthdays. I only know a handful of birthdays. I'm really just not good with birthdays. I'm really not. I barely remember. Well, I know my own birthday, obviously, but I maybe know about, off the top of my head, like less than like 5 birthdays or less. I love my nephews. I think their birthday is like in March. I don't know March what. I don't know. My mom's birthday, I remember her birthday. Her birthday is easy to remember. I barely remember my dad's birthday. I talk to him every day. I remember my sister's birthday, October 2nd, because mine, but only because it's January 2nd is my birthday, which I probably shouldn't have. Whatever. I don't care. So I remember birthdays in relation, and I remember my other friend's birthday because it's on Christmas Eve. Like, I remember some birthdays. I remember the birthday of my roommate in college because he was born on April Fool's Day, which was funny because he was always acting the fool. So I remember birthdays based on shit like that. But if your birthday is on like a, a date that's not memorable, I can't remember that shit. Anyways, I don't know why. The point of the matter is that just because I don't remember your birthday doesn't mean I don't fucking care about you. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is dumb. To me, it's dumb.
And you will never have to worry about me never doing these things again because I'm going to do them every single day. But remember, it doesn't even matter if you were to do all of these things anymore, because the problem now is that she's unattracted to you and just simply does not like
And fuck that. That's her damn problem. Walk away, sir. You walk away.
you anymore. And now she's going to go move on with her life, and you're going to go and tell your friends that you got dumped by absolutely no reason and that you guys
Yeah, don't lie. It wasn't for no reason. It was because you didn't do all the stuff that she wanted you to do. That's it. And though, but those things were all little stupid things. So you could say that, but don't be honest about it, bro. Don't say she dumped you for no reason. There is a reason. It might be a stupid ass reason, but there are reasons.
all hate her and that she's crazy for dumping you over
Also, don't make your friends hate you. Don't try to don't do that.
something so
Don't have your friends like hate your ex. That's little juvenile, so I wouldn't recommend that.
simple. When in reality, she never dumped you at all. This was a slow moving process that
You did dump him.
eventually led to the final reason, and you weren't dumped. You probably actively chose not to give her what she said she needed, and now
You didn't need no fucking good more. Hey fellas, imagine, I'm gonna be crass. Imagine if a dude made this little chart and made it about blowjobs and said, "Yeah, you didn't give me enough blowjobs, and I needed those blowjobs. So I'm gonna pick a bunch of fights because you're not giving me the blowjobs that I want, and then I'm gonna break up with you because of all these things. I'm unattracted to you because you wasn't giving me the blowjobs, and I reminded you, and you didn't do it. So I'm now." It's a different thing. I feel like sexual intimacy, in my opinion, on both ends, is more important than a good morning text. I think. Can we all agree on that? But the point of the matter is that I don't know. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
final reason, and you weren't dumped. You probably
You
actively
dumped him.
chose not to give her what she said she needed, and now you guys aren't together anymore. Sorry. You're a
Well, I'm not sure how old this woman is. She looks like in her early 20s. I appreciate her for making this video and going, and I think it's cool that she went viral and all that. I do think there's a number of relationships that end this way, unfortunately. And fellas, just like, please do not. I mean, have a backbone in your situationships, your relationships. Don't agree to doing something that you can't either commit to. Just because your girl says you should do this thing, that you need this thing, doesn't mean you need to do it. I think assess. I don't know. I'm not, and fuck that. I'm not going to give any sort of relationship advice. I'm not the last person to do so. But yeah, this has been Jamba. This was a little bit of a roller coaster with this TikTok. So like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more content.